hopefully, if I drop that into there. Okay, here we go. So this is the movie.
So this is Dave Rastovich. I don't even think he has a hand plan. I'm not too sure.
Well, this was the reason why this really.
So notice he's standing. So it's pretty shallow there. So he's not swimming in.
Okay.
So he probably doesn't even have flippers. Okay, he's gliding in. He's not overly swimming hard.
Okay. Now, what interests me is it's not in this bit here.
Look at how he's leaning.
Okay. Oh, I need to go back ever so slightly. Let me try and fine tune. Now, if we look there,
Yep.
his hand is not even touching like, this is the whole thing. Like, I'm sure that he's defying all laws of the ocean. His hand isn't even touching. So what's he like? What's going on?
So he's using his chest. He's arched his chest. So he's creating lift, and he's lifting himself out of the water, almost like a foil boarder. You know
Okay.
how the board raises out of the water? It's like he's foiling, but with his chest.
But his arm is still super like. So
Well, it's like, that's where I want to go.
it's like a rod.
Yeah. So he's pointing where he wants to go. So that for me in surfing would be the coffee cup arm.
Right.
Yeah, and if you're bodyboarding on that wave, you'd be grabbing that front of the bodyboard and just leaning in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And notice his chin's level.
If we keep going here, this is it's such an amazing clip. I've watched it so many times today, just trying to figure out what is going on.
So he gently glides in. He's leaning sideways, and
Okay. Now, interestingly, here, this is what I wanted. I can't zoom in, but I've seen it in a couple of the clips. His feet are up.
how close to the foam is he?
Very close
Okay.
to the foam.
So you don't get any more closer to the power zone than that, because in the foam, that's dissipated energy. Okay, it's turning to bubbles. There's no more energy there. But where he is on the borderline between the foam and the green face, that's where water's still sucking up and throwing. So that's the part of the wave that we need to tap into when we surf.
Okay. Now, I'm just gonna. So there's a question that's come in. Let me just see if I can add this in as well in a minute, because that could be the answer to this question here.
Yeah.
Hey guys, any tips for getting the most out of surfing in small, sloppy waves and closeouts? Would you say try and stay close to the?
Close to the power zone. When you can feel the bottom power, you know that there's going to be a lip. So in other words, if you're surfing along and you can't feel any draw or anything, the lip's not going to break. But if you're surfing along and suddenly it feels like the bottom's got a draw and it's sucking, the lip's going to be waiting for you to hit it.
Yeah.
So by you being more in tuned to the bottom power zone, which is what's happening in the body surfing, you will be able to surf those waves so much better.
Okay. So pay attention to the. So if you're surfing small, sloppy waves, pay attention to the bottom power zone.
Correct.
Okay. Let's keep going here. I'm waiting for the magic. Well, it's all magic, but the super magical bit to come. But his legs up. Like, look, he's got his legs up.
Which leg?
That's
What's the other leg doing?
I've got no idea.
Okay, so pause it quick.
I can't pause it. Where's it gone? There it is.
Okay, so he's got one leg dead straight, the back one. Now, if this came up and I tilted it over, I'd get more lean. So he's using it to lean over further,
Far out.
to get on rail more, to get more control over that wave. Does that make any sense?
It makes lots of sense. This guy's like Dave's. His body surfing absolutely blows my mind. Now we're coming up to the bit now that's just going to send me over the edge here.
So, okay, hang on. Now, the more he arches his back, the more lift he gets. So he starts tracking up the wave. And then he's got to pick a line down. And then he'll lean over, tilt the leg and arch and create more lift. And then he'll ride down. Okay, so he's tapping into the wave's energy. So the wave's sucking up, and whenever the wave sucks up, he will lean over and create lift. Does that make any sense?
It makes lots of sense. Watching him doesn't make sense. So this bit now. So now his arms are no longer in front of him, and I think this is coming up to his secret signature move.
He's still arching.
He's okay. So now he's just surfing on his chest.
Yeah.
Okay. So legs up. His arms are now behind him. He's now doing some amazing
Okay,
Superman
so
kind of
pause
thing.
there. So Think about the shape of your surfboard. He's turned himself into a human surfboard. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that rocker is actually lifting him out of the water, and he's planing. Okay, so he's creating less friction from his body.
Okay, both legs are up in the air now.
Yeah, because he's going downhill. He doesn't need them anymore.
Oh, this whole thing's blown my mind. Okay, so his legs are up. He's now not got his hand forwards, but he's still moving forwards on his chest.
Because he's going downhill.
Hang on, I think we're coming up to it now. Is this where he does it? There's a move that he does, and when he did it earlier on, that was it. I was just like, this video is in tonight. Here it goes. Ready? The human dolphin is coming up. If you've seen this clip before, then you know the bit that I'm talking about. If not, but just like, here we go. Underneath.
Yeah. So now he's tapping into the wave's power.
And then he leaps out as if he was.
And he gets barreled.
So explain to me, how is that possible? To me, I'm watching that, just going, how can anybody do that? That's just. I'm speechless.
He did what dolphins do. When they swim in, they're tapping into that bottom power zone, all right? And then they kind of hop out the back.
Okay, so when he decided to put his head underneath.
So how did he do that? Dipped his chin.
I've got no idea. The guy's a freak.
Go back to when he did that, all right? And let's look at his body language.
Let me see if I can. Here we go.
Okay, so before he goes into the water.
There we go. So here we go. I'm going to try and scroll it really slowly for you. So there he is. He's flying.
Okay, so when does he go? No, that's further back.
Further back than that. Okay, here we go.
There.
Oh, there we go.
Dips his head.
So he dips his head down.
Okay, now stop there. That is most people nose diving. So what do you think happens when people nose dive? They look at the bottom of the wave, they dip their head down and point their hands there. And they wonder why they can't make a takeoff. Now, prior to that whole wave, he had his chin up.
Yep.
And he got planing surface and he could go along the wave. So I want you to arch your back, get your chin out of the water, do the Oreo biscuit, okay? And then you can look where you want to go and you can lean and point where you want to go. Everybody who looks down at the worst part of the wave, the part of the wave they're fearful for, you're creating that nosedive.
Okay, so he looks down.
Yep.
Which then causes his body to go underneath the water.
Yep.
And then if we try and drag this really slowly, so you can kind of see the shadow that he's, so you can see like the sort of trails, sort of the bubbles behind him. So how is he still moving with the wave?
Because the wave is not just above the surface. The wave actually goes underneath. Because you can do a duck dive and still get sucked over the falls.
Yeah.
So there's all that energy and it's drawing up and throwing forward. Okay? So he goes under the water, he's still got some speed momentum, and then the force that's getting sucked up, he taps into that, and the wave pulls him up and he just swims out of it.
Well, he doesn't swim out of it though. Look,
okay.
he leaps out like.
I know it's a real crazy thing, but you know how the space shuttle, how it uses the Earth's, is the Earth's orbit to kind of like slingshot?
Oh yeah. Okay. I know what you mean.
Basically, a power zone in a wave has this like gravitational force, whatever you want to call it, around a wave, and he's using that to kind of slingshot him out and to do that whole dolphin dive. Does that make any sense? It might be the worst explanation I've had so far, but
no, it does make sense, and it doesn't make sense. This whole video has blown my mind today. So he leaps out, and as you say, straight into the barrel.
Yeah.
There he is without any board shorts on. For some reason, I made it in there. Okay. Here we go. Here's him doing it again from a just slightly different angle.
So you got to realise the power zones that he's using. He's using speed, then he's using the lift.
Look!
It's absolutely incredible.
It's beyond incredible.
So what's he doing with his body? He's going straight, he's getting dry.
I don't know, I don't think he's human.
Arching.
I don't think he's human.
Lift, he's leaning. It's phenomenal.
like. Anyway, it's making my head hurt watching it.
It's a great clip. He's an awesome waterman.
So his, and I think that this now, not only, I can't actually talk while I'm watching it because it's.
Take it away.
Hang on, let me go back to video. Here we go. There we go. Right, we're going to stop watching. We're going to stop watching that. But what I think that really clearly highlights is just not only how important the body surfing is, but how important the science side of this whole program is. Because clearly his knowledge of the water, of the ocean, he just really understands it, knows exactly how it moves. He's in total flow there because of all of those factors.
Yeah.